People have asked me, Mike, why are you running for city council? Well, what I realized was that as a city and as a county, actually, we don't always prioritize things the right way. We should be focused on doing the right thing at the right time all the time, but we're not. So one of the things that I saw in the newspaper was a young girl, she got hit in front of Billy Ryan High School. And I live very close to Billy Ryan High School. Matter of fact, I was on Channel 8 talking about this very issue. But I made a statement that said that the buck stops with the city council. You know why? Because in my business, I'm the CEO and I'm head of my business. And if something's wrong anywhere, my grandfather always told me that the fish stinks from the head down. And so therefore, I take accountability extremely serious. So I made a little post, probably not the most eloquent thing that I've ever done. However, I made a post and said, you know what? I believe that Dalton Gregory has been over District 2 and is over District 5, and the blood of that child was on his hands because he's the only person I knew to hold accountable for this. Well, I sort of got summoned down to City Hall to talk to Dalton about this. And we had a very cordial conversation, but we agreed to disagree in the very end as to who should be ultimately accountable for this. And one of the statements that Dalton said was, you know what, I'm doing the best I can, and that if I thought that I could find someone better to run for his seat, that's the Democratic way, and I should just go ahead and try to get someone else elected. So I tried for a couple of months. The problem was, over that 2-month period of time, I couldn't find anybody that wanted to work that hard for free. So my wife and I prayed about it. We made a conscious decision that, you know what, it's time for me to throw my hat in the ring, if it was for nothing else than to make sure that these type of issues were exposed. Now, having said that, I told a few people that were chronologically gifted in my neighborhood and some of the other neighborhoods. The Bible says in Titus chapter 2 that the aged men and the aged women are to teach the younger men and younger women how to love each other, love their kids. I believe it also means love their city, their county, their state, and their country. And so what I realized was when I said that to them, they said, you better be serious, Mike, because if you put your name in the hat, you just might win. So we had to rearrange our entire life to be able to be put in a situation where I could focus on totally Denton instead of all the things that I'm doing around the world. The reason that Dalton Gregory, I felt, is accountable is, first of all, he was in District 2 for 5 years. Second of all, he was a principal of a school. So he of all people should know about child safety and needing sidewalks in front of schools. Second of all, he's on the mobility committee. So he of all people, being a former principal, being on the mobility committee, being in District 2 for 5 years before the last 2 years being in District 5 or Seat 5. He of all people should have a vested interest in the sidewalks in front of Billy Ryan High School. But it seemed to be all blame shifting, and that just wasn't acceptable to me. After working with as many organizations as I've worked with and leaders I've worked with in the world, over the last 25 years, that's not true leadership, and we need some true leadership on City Council as it pertains to public safety. I would never let it get this far. Matter of fact, when Keely Briggs ran for District 2, I told her that I would vote for her if she made this a priority. She was only in office a few short months when this tragic thing happened, and she promised to keep people first, and she's done that her entire time through. When I talked to Dalton, finally I asked him, I said, look, is somebody going to have to die before we really take this seriously? Unfortunately, in January of 2016, one young man did die, and a second young lady died also in 2016, I believe about a month later. We have to take public safety seriously. We don't have the right kind of street lights. We don't have sidewalks. We need overpasses where there are more than 4 lanes that they have to cross. There's a variety of different things that we can go do, and we can find the money to go do that. Matter of fact, TxDOT is willing to give us the money now. So once someone's passed away, now we start really getting serious about that. And guess what? TxDOT's going to turn the money over to the city. But that's one life, and now 2 lives too short.